welcome to the chat. This is our second episode of our podcast about all things Chatham. I'm Catherine Glaspie.
And I'm Abby Murphy, and today joining us is Holly Holdsworth with Parks and Recreation. Holly, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your title is and role is with Parks and Recreation?
Absolutely. So I'm the facilities manager, and in that role I oversee multiple facilities for the Parks and Recreation Department. One of those is our aquatic center and Henderson Golf Course, as well as the Anderson Cohen Weightlifting Center. And after that I do various projects for the department as a whole. Some grant writing and master planning and those kind of things. And I've been with the county now for about a little over 2 years. And before that, I worked for Skidaway Island State Park, and so I had a background in park management and law enforcement beforehand.
Kind of an interesting switch there.
It was. So I went from mostly natural resource management into some more specific facilities. But I grew up swimming and coached swimming and taught swim lessons all through high school and college, so it wasn't uncommon for me to be back on a pool deck. And at my role, it's a lot more from administrative and assisting in budget and HR type of responsibilities. And so those components switched over very easily from state park management as well.
Well, we're very happy to have you. You've been a huge asset to the PIO office as we've worked with Parks and Recreation over the last 2 years, so we're very happy to have you here. Let's talk about Henderson Golf Course. We have an event coming up there this weekend, but I want to talk kind of a little bit more about the golf course first and then kind of lead into the event. So how long has the golf course been around?
So the golf course has been around for, it was built in the mid-90s, and so it's been around for quite some time now, about 25 years. And the county has always contracted it out and had someone else that operated it on a day-to-day basis. And so we haven't had a whole lot of day-to-day operations involvement for the course. And then 3 years ago, back in 2016, we decided to take back over operations of the course. And it was something kind of new for the county to take on. It was before my time. They took it back on before I started. And I came in right at the end of that first year of operation. And the course itself, it had, the folks that were running it before had kind of stopped doing some of the major kind of components for operations. So we came in and got a great staff involved and breathed some new life into it. Got a great maintenance superintendent that started fixing up the greens, fixing up the fairways, started to make it look like a premier course again. Got a good golf pro in, started to get some great retail items, and got a good food contractor to provide the food and beverage service for the course. So each year we've done some improvements to really get it back around, and the community has really gotten behind us. They're really enjoying the changes that we've made, and we've seen membership growth as well as play growth over the last 3 years. So it's going nowhere but up, unless we have heck of a lot of rain or snow or other things. Those are our biggest challenges on the course. If we've got bad weather Saturdays, that's our only challenges we face out there.
Well, back in 2016, basically when you guys were taking over the management of the course, we had a little weather event here.
Sure. Yeah.
That caused some problems. I'm referring to Hurricane Matthew.
Yep.
And then the next year we got hit with Hurricane Irma.
Yes.
So you guys have had some challenges in making sure that the course is maintained and righted back to where it needs to be so that our community can come out and golf. Talk about some of those challenges.
Yeah, so it's, being a golf course that is all outside, any kind of outdoor weather events, cause challenges for our staff, and it's a lot to maintain on a regular basis. Those greens get mowed on a daily basis. There's blowing. If there's anything on the course, it affects people's play, and those some golfers like myself, it doesn't really matter if there's leaves anywhere. Like, it's not really going to affect my play. But for other course players that are a lot more professional than I am in the play of golf, that pristine course, it says a lot for their abilities on how the greens are running, and whether or not there's any issues on the course that affect their play. And so when you've got a lot of trees coming down, a lot of debris coming down on that much acreage that is normally in a really pristine state, as well as opposed to just a regular natural space, that it's okay if there's branches and leaves on it. And so that takes a lot of time for our staff to be able to come back and clean that stuff up. And so you saw that impact in October of 2016 for Matthew, as well as September of 2017 for Hurricane Irma, where while most facilities for the county were open back up, the golf course is always usually a week later. So it always takes us quite a bit longer to get it back up to par for people to play at. And especially also the rain. The other challenge we've had is that course is a great course to play, but when we get a significant amount of rain, we've got some drainage issues that we've been working on, but they've been backlogged. And so we've got plans in place on trying to fix up those components of it, as well as it's not the whole course. It's only a couple of holes that really have those challenges. So sometimes we can open the course back up, but you might have to skip hole 4 and hole 6. But the rest of the course is doing well. But we're working to hopefully be able to turn those things around faster when we have any kind of weather issues that happen.
I'm sure it's always a challenge, and I'm assuming, just on my knowledge of the county, you probably don't have a huge staff out there.
No, this is completed with a small staff, and they do great work. We got about 5 maintenance staff, and they're out there every morning. And it's a 7-day-a-week operation. We don't close on the weekends. We don't close on the holidays. That's when people want to play golf. And so the staff that work at the golf course work a very different schedule than what most county employees work, because they're coming in 5:36 in the morning, because they're out there on the course before the players come at 7:30 and 8. So a lot of their work happens early in the day before it's even light out. So you don't really think about it, but all of our mowers and all of our equipment have lights on them because they're out there doing that work before the sun comes up.
Well, they do a wonderful job, because I've been out there a few times taking photographs and everything, so residents can see what the facilities look like, and it is just absolutely gorgeous out there. And so they do a really great job. And I was wondering, so you mentioned about there is a restaurant, correct, at Henderson Golf Course?
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got the Henderson Cafe. Deborah Gant and her team operate the cafe. They just started just a couple of months ago, actually, and they're doing great work. They've got daily specials where you can come out and have their lasagna or their spaghetti, or they've got a fish fry one day. And so the daily specials are delicious. It's a lot of food at lunchtime, so be ready for a nap or to take some home for dinner. And then the regular, it's regular cafe fare for a golf course. Cold sandwiches, hot dogs. She's got a full line of beer, alcohol, wine that you can pick from. And she's got a beverage cart. Our beverage cart runs every weekend, so she's out there as well on the course selling snacks and drinks.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so as long as most Saturdays and Sundays she's out there, unless it's pouring down rain or something like that. Sure. And then some weekdays when we're real busy, she'll run the cart as well. So it's some services that we're trying to beef up and provide more of. And people are, every time I go in there's people in there eating, and some of them have nothing to do with golf. And so people are coming because they know her food is good, and she now has a location to serve it out of. And so there's a lot of people from the community that started to learn this is a good place for lunch. And I've encouraged the businesses around there, because there's not a whole lot on that side of town. There's some fast food restaurants, but if you're looking for something different to eat and one of the best views on that side of town.
It's gorgeous
the
there.
The clubhouse, you can sit there and look out at the lake. You see bald eagles and other birds, and you can spot an alligator running around every once in a while. So it's a great place to sit, enjoy a meal, even if you don't play golf.
And you guys also have a pro shop.
We do.
And you have a golf pro as well, and people can avail themselves of those services.
Absolutely, yeah. Cindy Jones is our golf pro, and she is available for instruction and lessons, and she also works really hard to get the best merchandise that's out there, any of the newest, greatest things that people are asking for. And we've got a multi-grade level of things, where if you're looking for higher end golfing merchandise, we've got some of that. But if you're new to golf and you just need some golf balls, and it doesn't matter if they spin or go straight or whatever they do. You can also find those. So there's great merchandise that can be had. Good for the holidays. If you've got a golfer in your family, you can get gift certificates as well as, getting a shirt or a hat or something else with Henderson on it.
And as Abby and I have talked about in preparation for this show, we're not golfers. So, but there's still something for us to do there too.
Absolutely.
Fling golf.
Yes.
Fling golf. So that is my new favorite thing. They got me hooked on this at the PGA show last year. These guys that had tried to find something different to do, and they invented fling golf, which is kind of like, it looks like a lacrosse stick, but it holds a golf ball instead of a lacrosse ball. And you fling the golf ball out onto the driving range, or out onto, you can use it at a driving range, or you fling it out onto the fairway, and then you can fling it up onto the green. You can even putt with it, and it's one stick for the whole course. So you don't need the irons, drivers, putters, all the other stuff. You can just use one golf stick. And we bought a set. We have about 5 of them that we loan out. And so you can come and play fling golf. You can play alongside golfers.
Wow.
It doesn't conflict with the regular golf game. It just looks a little different. And most traditional golfers may not be used to it. But I have a lot of fun with it because I can fling it a lot more accurately than I can drive it.
So there was a note to self in there, which was make sure that when Catherine plays, there's no one else around because I will find some way to hurt them or hurt me.
Yeah.
But, and I think that's something we're going to have to go do.
Yes, because to me, the fun part about golf is seeing how far you can hit that ball.
Yep.
And so with fling golf, I miss pretty much all the time whenever I've tried to play golf. So with fling golf, you're able to still fling that ball and not worry about if you make contact or not because it's scooped up in there, right?
It's scooped up in there. There's no way not to you have contact with it and you're just flinging it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun. It takes a little bit of finesse once you figure out like how far you want to throw it. But I caught on to it a lot faster than I do with golf. Golf's a little more frustrating for me. I can play one hole really well and then 3 holes I've lost like 6 balls. And so it's like, well, and I like the driving range. I just like to go hit golf balls as hard as I can, as far as I can. Yeah. And I don't need to worry about having to get it into a little hole.
Yes, that's me too. That's what I like to do too.
You got a great driving range. You can hit golf balls all day long out there.
Yeah, it's kind of a stress reliever to be able to do that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fun. Come in, have lunch, hit a few golf balls, have a drink. It's good for anybody. And our golf pro is very patient. She teaches people that are new as well as people that are advancing their skills. I've watched her teach a few times, and it's really impressive to see someone that is so good at what they do and share that passion and get people kind of involved in it. Because there's usually just she's given me a couple little pointers, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing that I was doing. She's like, just bend a little bit to the right and step up like half an inch. And all of a sudden then I drove the ball like 3 more times and it went exactly where I was like, how did you do that? Like, what kind of mad science do you have back there?
Yeah.
She just she's good. She knows her stuff. So
that's awesome.
Well, so if I wanted to book a session with her or to go out to the golf course, do I need to call or is there a way to do it online? How does that work?
Yeah, so lessons with her are booked over the phone. We don't have them available online, but you can go online to our website and see kind of what the offerings are, where you can just have 1 lesson or a series of 2, 3, or 4. It can be just you, or if you have a couple of people that want to do lessons together, she does do group lessons for 2, 3, 4 people. And you would call and book those with the golf course over the phone, yeah.
And you can book a tee time online?
You can, yes. So tee times are available online, or you can call over the phone. And yeah, you can make those at any time. And usually, the weekends are busier, but during the week, it's pretty easy to get in. We do have some groups that regularly golf in the mornings. And so sometimes first thing, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, we've got some groups that play. But in the week, Saturdays and Sundays are obviously pretty busy as well. But now we're getting into a slower season, so some people are watching the weather, and then, if it's going to be 65 degrees, in the wintertime here, it's perfect golfing weather.
And I remember, Holly, when I was doing some research back when we were kind of making this transition from a contractor running the program to us doing it. This is actually one of the most challenging golf courses in the area.
It is. It is. So, me not knowing a lot about how a golf course is challenging or not, I have learned that the distance of this one, we have some of the longest distance kind of golf course components, and other components of it, where the trees are, where our bunkers are, how our course is laid out, does make it a more challenging course than others. So you do have some of these elite golfers that are looking for that challenge. They've really mastered some of the skills that some of their other courses around here, just don't really serve them as well, because, if you're really good at something, you want that challenge to make it more rewarding.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so our course really does provide that, and is unique in that, compared to other courses in the area.
But that being said, if you're a beginner or you're more on the novice side, this is still a good course to play.
Absolutely, yeah. I am definitely on the beginner novice side, and I love to play the course because it's beautiful out there. There's great features to it. When you come around the turn to the 17th and 18th hole, you're coming back around and you look across the pond to the clubhouse, and it's really quite breathtaking. You're like, this really is quite beautiful out here, and what a treasure that the county has this facility.
Right.
And so it's always fun to see that, and it's fun to see kind of the people that come, because we have a really diverse audience that we serve at the course. You see young and old, and it's a reasonable price course, so it's really serving a lot of the county residents that can't pay for some of the private courses in the area, and so it provides a great service for those, because it really is accessible to everybody.
So let's talk about the anniversary and the event,
Yes.
because that's coming up this Saturday.
It is.
So the day after this podcast airs, the 16th, and we had to push back the event a little bit because one of those pesky little storms was coming through.
Yes.
But tell us what's going on this weekend.
So so we like to celebrate the every year that the county runs it. We really like to showcase that, because we really like to show what we've been working on and what we plan to do, and it's an opportunity for us to kind of give back to our customers. So it's kind of like a customer appreciation day as well as an anniversary celebration for us. And it happens from 10 to 2 on Saturday. It's a good day to come out, meet the staff. If you don't play golf but you want to kind of ask some questions, the golf pro will be there to be able to answer those. We'll have a Wilson representative and a Shrixon representative there, and they'll be showcasing some of the merchandise that we have. If you're looking for new gloves, or you're not sure about what balls or what equipment that you need to play golf, these are great people that can kind of tell you some of the options that are there. And then they'll have some of the newest things that their companies now provide that you can test. And if you are looking for a new putter, a new chipper, they'll be out there on the green with those and can showcase this is some of our newest and greatest items that we have for sale, in case that's something that people are looking for. It's an opportunity to test those out. And so they're there to kind of help with some of the components, because if you're not used to playing golf and you're like, I don't know what kind, I don't know how to get started. Yeah, they're good folks to ask what you need to get started. We will be showcasing the Fling Golf at 11:30, so if you want to check out Fling Golf, we will be having a little seminar from 11:30 to 12. We'll also have lunch provided by our operator of the cafe from 11 to 1. So come and enjoy that lunch free of charge on the county. And so, it's a way to give back, kind of an open house kind of feel. We'll have some little putting challenges and other things that you can participate in for prizes and things. So it's good for the whole family. And a good day to be at the course. So we're hoping the weather holds out for us this weekend.
I hope it does as well. And, for people that are not as familiar with this course, but really kind of want to see what you offer, this is the prime time for them to come.
Perfect opportunity. Everybody will be there. You can set up a tee time and go play that day, or you can hit a bucket of balls. You can kind of check out the course and come back at a later time. But it's a good time to come to the course for sure. See what we have to offer.
And if anybody wants to find out more information about either this event or the golf course, how do they do so?
So they can go to our website and find it there.
And
so
that's HendersonGolfClub.com.
Yes, HendersonGolfClub.com. Information about the event, information about the course, and everything is on there. So the website has all the information. They can also call us and we can give that information to them over the phone as well.
Awesome. Abby, any final thoughts?
I think you covered everything. I learned a lot more about Henderson that I realized I didn't know as much as I thought I did. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge about Henderson Golf Course. And I'm really excited about the event you have coming up this weekend. It sounds really great.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate being here.
Any final thoughts? Anything that we should have mentioned that we haven't mentioned up to this point?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
All right, so that means everybody has to go out to Henderson Golf Course this Saturday, November 16th from 10 to 2. And that is our open house in celebration of our 3rd anniversary. Thank you so much, Holly, for being here with us today. You will probably be a staple guest on the show because we'll be bringing you back to talk about some of the other facilities that you manage.
I'd be glad to.
And some of the other programs that we have in Parks and Recreation, because that is one of our biggest and most important programs that we have here at Chatham County. So thank you very much. Join us again next week for another edition of The Chat, where we talk about all things Chatham. Have a great day.